The man dumped an entire bucket of pig's blood directly onto the woman's face. The thick, metallic stench filled the air instantly. In the distance, the water began churning violently as a massive shark swam rapidly toward them. The man slowly operated the crane, lowering the woman into the water. She struggled desperately but couldn't break free. Death was now just seconds away as the shark opened its massive jaws. In that moment of despair, Jack suddenly burst onto the scene. He grabbed the man's accomplice as a hostage, pressing the gun barrel directly against his head and shouting threats to release the woman immediately. The man pretended to agree, but he had no intention of complying. Instead, he suddenly drew a long knife and plunged it straight through his accomplice's chest. Before Jack could react, the man was already charging at him, wrapping both hands around Jack's throat in a deadly grip. Jack's breathing became increasingly labored. On the edge of suffocation, Jack summoned his last ounce of strength and fired a shot at the man, then quickly operated the crane to pull his girlfriend from the water. But the man wasn't dead. Despite his gunshot wound, he crawled into the cage, forced the door open, and sent the entire cage plummeting back to the bottom. He was determined to die together with the woman. In this critical moment, Jack grabbed a harpoon and gathered the courage to dive into the water, desperate to save his girlfriend. But the iron cage was too sturdy. No matter how hard he tried, he couldn't pry it open. Jack had to swim back to the surface, take a deep breath, then dive back down to share his air with his girlfriend, keeping her alive. Just then, the wounded man suddenly appeared, once again wrapping his hands around Jack's throat, intent on killing him for good. The two men fought fiercely underwater. Suddenly the water began to boil. The shark, drawn by the scent of blood, had finally arrived on the scene. It swam toward them with jaws wide open, bringing the threat of death even closer. In this life or death